Richard Hart has gone missing. The SEC can't seem to find him. Breaking CZ updates as a judge denies him leaving the US. A Lightning Network dev exposes how Bitcoin's main scaling solution is a complete flop from the inside out. Whales are still accumulating Bitcoin and much more. This video is not financial advice, read disclaimers on the screen. So the big news coming out for Richard Hart, the creator of Pulsechain and Hex, is that the SEC is having trouble serving the Hex founder Richard Hart with its lawsuit. So they basically just can't find this guy. Now this lawsuit from the SEC alleges that Richard Hart was selling unregistered securities, which is not really a surprising lawsuit from the SEC. According to a recent filing, while the SEC requested in August that the Ministry of Justice of Finland serve the lawsuit to Schüler. Schüler is Richard Hart's real surname, who resides in Helsinki. The SEC has yet to receive word that Richard Hart / Schüler has been served. Not only that, but because they aren't able to reach Richard Hart, certain things in the lawsuit are now starting to get delayed. A teleconference initially scheduled for November the 28th has been postponed to January the 30th, 2024. Now this lawsuit is being led by the Eastern District of New York because a lot of the crypto transactions involved in Richard Hart's projects took place on Uniswap, and Uniswap is a company based out of Brooklyn. Now the full lawsuit alleges that Richard Hart raised over $1 billion in an unregistered securities offerings since the end of 2019 and then used the proceeds to spend lavishly on luxury cars, designer clothes, and a black diamond dubbed the Enigma. Do you think Richard Hart will get away with this? Well, you can give that a ponder whilst I show you a video of him. Will be the former CEO of Binance. So he came to the USA and he is facing a bunch of charges, but he is hoping the USA will still allow him whilst he awaits the full-on sentencing / trial to go around the world and, do business and just have fun. I believe he's based out of the UAE, but that doesn't seem to be the case as far as I can tell. So a judge stayed the motion on CZ's request to return to the UAE before his sentencing. Now what this means is that the judge is not prepared to make an official decision yet. However, CZ is still required to stay in the US during this process. So effectively he is temporarily grounded in the US. Do you guys think they'll actually let him go to the UAE? Before a bull market hits, it's important you have an account on one of the best trading cryptocurrency exchanges out there, and Bybit is definitely up there, being the second largest crypto exchange and having all the features you need. But not only that, they have a $30,000 bonus if you sign up using the link in my description. Once you click that link, it will bring you to this page right here where you can make an account, and you can also take a look at all the bonuses you can get. Once again, up to $30,000 for free that you can use to either invest into crypto before the bull market or just trade with. And everyone that does sign up to Bybit using my link in the description is also free to claim my full airdrop strategy guide for all the upcoming airdrops I am farming. It tells you exactly what airdrops I am farming and how exactly to farm them on hundreds of different accounts. On the other hand, a new mystery whale continues its daily ritual of purchasing hundreds of Bitcoin every morning, adding another 500 BTC to their stack today alone. At this pace, they'll likely own one of the top 100 largest Bitcoin addresses by the week's end, and you can see the full chart right here. Basically just accumulating a bunch of Bitcoin all throughout November. And you can see they are approaching 10,000 Bitcoin, worth currently just about $338 million. A Lightning Network developer has just exposed Bitcoin's main scaling solution. Developers working on the Bitcoin Layer 2 Lightning Network have become less security orientated and more focused on producing cash flow for their investors, argues a former Lightning Network developer. And yet this Bitcoin core developer and security researcher called Antoine Riad made headlines in October after leaving the Lightning ecosystem after concerns about a new attack vector called replacement cycling, which exploiters could potentially use to steal funds by targeting payment channels, and he also believed it was a fundamental flaw with the Lightning Network that couldn't really be fixed. Now, the only proposed solution he gave was to actually change the underlying Bitcoin base layer, layer 1, which is what he's currently working on. But if you guys know anything about the Bitcoin community, they really hate making any changes to the actual layer 1 blockchain. Riad also claimed that many Lightning focused firms are compromising Lightning's mission and security incentives for the sake of pleasing venture capitalists. He went on to say that the sad fact being most of them are working for VC funded entities or commercial entities with the same load time preference at the long-term detriment of end users. Decentralization appears to be a trade-off that these VC-funded Lightning firms are willing to make. He then went on to say centralized systems are great in the scale of efficiency, however they come with the downside of systematic single points of failure and lower cost of user censorship, fundamental risks that one might wish to hedge against as a Bitcoiner. He carried on saying, I do not wish to be associated with being in charge or accountable for the Lightning Network security and the 5,300 BTC exposed there. There is little I and others can do to halt the hemorrhage without compromising the core values of censorship resistance and permissionless of the Lightning Network. Lightning is the best solution currently available, but it's not good enough. It has several fundamental flaws where each of them make the system as a whole a dead end for Bitcoin long term. So according to this guy, that is the state of Bitcoin. The main scaling solution and the only real, I guess, hope Bitcoin has to achieve scalability for the entire world is completely backed by VCs and has a fundamental flaw in it that basically can't be fixed without changes to the Bitcoin base layer, which also probably won't happen. I guess if you still believe Bitcoin is just going to be a digital gold, this shouldn't really matter too much that it doesn't scale, but for everyone out there that is still trying to make Bitcoin a real cash currency that can be used in day-to-day business, then yeah, this is obviously a massive hit. Thanks for watching, subscribe with the bell notification turned on, and follow me on Twitter for live news updates as well. And lastly, once again, take advantage of the major Bybit bonus. This video is not financial advice, read disclaimers on the screen.